it's Scrappy Kathy here with Mixed Media Frenzy. And this week I absolutely adore the lift that we're doing. And it just is perfect for, you guessed it, bleeding tissue paper. It's got these watery strips across in kind of rainbow colors. And these amazing flowers, I'm not sure where they got those, but I want, like 50 packs of them. I'm not going to go with flowers. I'm going to go with turtles because my photo is of Ava turning loose the turtle that she named Lucky Cheese. He showed up at our house one day and she adopted him, and we had like a little place for him that she could feed him lettuce and stuff like that for a couple of days. And then, we managed to convince her, and it took a while, that he'd be much better off in the little pond, the lake that's over in the park that's across the street. And so we made kind of a big production of turning him loose. And I've done some Lucky Cheese pages before, but never quite like this. Now I have two photos here, two versions of the photo. This one was filtered with my watercolor filter, but it kind of blurs the markings on the turtle. And I didn't like that, but I like everything else about it. This one was done with this was the Waterlog app. This one was done with the Prisma app, and the particular filter that I used, I believe, is called Airport. And it really kind of shows off those markings, and I like kind of what it does with the highlights in her hair. So I think I might use both of them, kind of put them on the page like this. But we'll see after I've got everything else on, we'll see how that kind of works, and we'll see if that makes sense. So I'm going to put that aside. This is the foam I'm going to use to back those, however which way I put them. And I'm going to put this aside. I've also, instead of doing green leaves with all those pretty flowers, I'm going to use leaves, but I've cut them out of white cardstock, just white cardstock scraps. I'm going to use this Bramble Fox perspective, and for that reason, I'm actually going to order them this way with the blue, purple, kind of the orangey red, and the yellow and green, so that I can have it crossing here, pointing at the photo, because I do want the photo down, towards the bottom. I've got some other perspectives in the color range. I've got a little bunny rabbit that I thought might be cute on there. I have this teal camera, this white key, and this little purple ticket tag kind of a thing. And so these will kind of fit on. And I have three, well, I have more than that. I have three little circles that were marketed as quote unquote confetti in something that I got that was a Project Life or Heidi Swap something or other a million years ago. And I'm just going to use these circles in place of where I'm going to put flares. And I will put the flares in tomorrow. Depending on what time they arrive, I may put them in before I publicize this photo. So, or at the very least, I'll take one as soon as I get them in. So those are stand-in flares. I'm down to where I don't even have stand-in flares. So I was late ordering everything that I wanted, and so it took Scrappy Adam a while to get my box done, and then it has to go across the pond. So I've also got a ton of enamel dots here that I can kind of sprinkle about as she has done. And I am sorry, but I don't have the artist who made this page. And I'm pretty sure I had it somewhere. If I can find it, I'll put it in the description box of my video. So let's get started. I'm going to lay these paper strips on in the top to bottom order. And I'm gonna turn this stack upside down and put them aside. I have my paper towel roll ready. I'm gonna put the photo away so it doesn't get damaged. What my idea is that for the first part, I have, let me just kind of show you. I have 12 by 18 strips of the bleeding tissue paper. And it's bleeding tissue paper. You can see the label, it says bleeding tissue. Used with water for bleeding, color collages, arts and crafts projects. Colors will bleed when wet. So this is not wrapping tissue paper, and wrapping tissue paper, for the most part, will not work unless it's really, really poor quality wrapping paper, and then it will, and it'll run when you least want it to. So what I've done is I've pulled the colors out in these sheets, cut 12-inch strips, and then I cut some off the ends, and these can be used to go in and reinforce color and extend the watery look and so forth. So, and I've also got a, I don't have my water brush here, but I can use a spray. Here is a water brush. I don't think it has any water in it, and it does not have any water in it, but I can see from this pigment left that it's going to make everything pink. So I'm not going to use that. I will use this little brush and spray spritzes of water. So that's my backup plan there, or my design plan, or whatever it is. So I'm going to kind of wing this. I'm going to wet this and lay the sheets down and overlap some while sprinkling there. I kind of want to overlap them, not completely. Okay, now here I'm going to definitely overlap this to blend this color into something that will look purple. I'm hoping that's what that ends up looking like. I haven't tried it, so I don't know. And then I'm gonna do this pink across here and I'm kind of gonna spray on this end because I do want that bleeding to come out. My next color is supposed to be a really bright orange, and there wasn't a bright orange, a dark kind of reddish orange in there. So I'm using red and overlapping it with this orange. And I'm hoping that the sizes come out right. I'm gonna do this yellow, slightly overlapping the orange, and I'm gonna add in some more orange right there and some more yellow right here. And I can't really explain to you why I've decided to do that, other than I'm going to do this kind of yellowish green here. And I'm spraying on top of these because I really want this to, the colors to bleed and flow, if you will. Let me kind of do that. Okay, now the moment of truth. I'm going to pull couple sheets of that out. And I will tell you right now that this is probably not going to look exactly like the page I'm lifting, but I'm going to use it anyway, and I'm going to try whatever doesn't look right. I'm going to try to see if there's a way I can make it. Okay, so here's, as I pull that up, I can see a lot of white there, so it's, I maybe didn't quite wet it enough. So let's kind of get, I wonder if a little coaxing with this guy. Let's see, now I've got color on it that I don't want to spread to all the other colors. Let me just let it be what it is. See, this dark blue just isn't bleeding. And I suppose it's an imperfect science, you know, making this stuff and doing it this way. But whatever it is, I'm pretty sure I'm not going to hate it. Let's just, I would like to use, when I do these challenges, I do like using a medium that will get reasonably close results and a pretty product and end product. And let's see if we can get that. This is bleeding down the side, which the original did not do. Let me kind of smoosh this around and get it kind of blended up in there. There's a little bit of mud happening over here, so I'm going to blot that up. And then I have these scraps that I can go back over and drop some more color down if I need to. I'm just going to do that with my fingers on there. I'm just going to lift that up. It's kind of pretty, but it's not what I want. Let me take this green, for example, and I'm going to kind of create some movement a little bit with this. In this case, I may have chosen the wrong medium in choosing the tissue papers. I might have been better off with Distress Oxide inks or watercolors. But we're gonna do what we can to make this work, right? Let's see, I'm just kind of putting down color there. I've used the yellow one I had, so I'm gonna grab some more yellow and Terry strip because I really want more yellow there, because yellow is one of my I guess highlight colors. Where did that come from? Okay, I'm gonna do this right in here and right over this way and really kind of do some yellow there. And the yellow's not bleeding like I want it to. Okay, and the red did such a good job of bleeding that it's left me with a kind of a straight line. And that's also not something that is intended. So maybe a little bit of that and dropping some color down there might kind of do something there. And I'm just kind of mooshing colors, making kind of ends. Okay, now let me get this blue kind of get it to bleed a bit more there. Okay. And I've got this teal that I can mix in with that darker blue. The teal tissue kind of is depositing. Look how pretty the purple came out when that happened. Okay, so let's call this done. And I'm going to do my tissue paper roll this way, or my paper towel roll. Okay. I'm going to do a little more drawing, kind of down here. Now, the more you can let it dry by itself, which is not easy for me to do when I'm filming, the more you'll get these little outline areas. Some people love those. I happen to be one of them. I love them. Some people don't care for them, and they have whole videos teaching you how not to get those or how to get rid of them. And those are not me. So I'm gonna put these aside. I need to put them in the package because I don't want them lying around, because as the name would imply, they do bleed, and I'm all the time indiscriminately spritzing things with water. So let me kind of do a little more drawing here before I start trying to put things down. Okay, so what I think I'm gonna do is put foam tape underneath all the turtles, and I'm gonna place them so that they're facing in the directions I want them to face, and I'm gonna kind of place the photos there so that that will be a little bit of let me put the foam on the back of the photos, or at least the bottom ones, so that the photo itself doesn't get wet. There and here. Okay, so let's say we do it that way. I still want some color coming out this way, so I'll kind of left justify these turtles. And I want the blue one up top, and I think these turtles, I ordered these turtles from an Instagram story. They are stickers, so they would stick, but I'm not going to peel the backing off. I'm going to glue them up on foam because I don't want them flat on the page. So I'm going to go like this, kind of have that guy there, and I'm going to have them overlapping with, and maybe talking to, the purple one, and maybe put a couple things of foam on the purple one so he's up a little higher. As you notice, all my leaves are white, so with all this color, the white I think will help bring it out. So let me kind of do this there. And then I've got this red one, which I will maybe separate from the the other two. I love how they've got their flowers. There are 5 different colors, but they've got, I think, 7 flowers. And the flowers all face different directions. And those are just the most beautiful paper flowers I've ever seen. I've never seen them in any collection or for sale anywhere. I would absolutely love some of those. We'll do this, and then I'll do the green one, kind of going down like this, and I'll have them underlap. And then we'll start filling in with greenery. Let's see, I'll have it go like this. Okay, now I'll pull this off, and I'm going to just kind of do the, well, first let's put this where I want it, and let's make sure that that's good there, and then I'll have some greenery kind of stuck under there. That's going to work. I will glue this to the top here, and then I can insert greenery where it goes. Let me get my glue. And it just for, I think I might have updated you on this, but a couple people have asked about my eyes. It's not a detached retina, which was what my ophthalmologist thought. It may be an acceleration of the macular degeneration, which we thought was moving fairly slowly. It's kind of one of those inevitable things, maybe. And I'm doing everything that I think can be done. This needs a bit right here. I am going to go ahead and use both photos, just because I really like both of them for different reasons. And the parts I like about each of them shows when I place them this way. I kind of like the watercolor turtle there and the watercolor hair and her shirt, and here I like the clarity, so it's all there. Okay, now I'm gonna just start, and my turtles are curling, which is cute, so I'm okay with that. They're curling because there's enough moisture left in the paper underneath. I kind of like, I hate covering up the pretty parts of the blue, but let me just kind of put that there. I'm going to put a little tad of glue to raise that up. This one's going to be, this page I want to be all about dimensions, so that there are things, and that's why I like the curling. So there are things kind of curling up and lifting from the page. That's what I get from those beautiful flowers in the original. So I want that. Okay, now let's see. I have a blue, a small, there, isn't a lot of teal in this, even though there was some teal stuff, but this is close enough, I think, that it's going to work there. And I want to be sure that I get this in kind of, it's sneaking down into the purple there, which may not be the most appropriate. So I'm going to put it up here where the blue is a little bit lighter and there's maybe a little more teal. I'm going to do that. And the purple, I want to do this, and I'm going to put it on a little foam to lift it up. It's just the cutest little tag ticket kind of a thing. And so I'll put it there. And now that kind of shows me where I can put some of the leaves. I want to put those there. I need to weed this one. Okay, that little thing has stuck. I've pushed it through, but it has stuck to the back, which is not unusual. And I'm gonna kind of prop up the tendril there, and that will lift it. It'll glue down but that will kind of keep the leaves lifted. Now let me get another one of these for this cluster down here, and I'm gonna just glue it down. I'm not gonna do the glue, I'll just let it lift up. And I think I have 3 of those. It looks like I really only have 2. I thought I had a 3rd one. Okay, not a problem. I'd have put that one further down if I knew I only had 2. Let me get this one. These are a little bit harder. I just pulled out all my leaf dies, all the leaf dies that I had, and kind of stuck them on white scraps and until I had gone through my white scraps. So that's the scientific method I used for determining how many leaves to cut. It's just if I make too many or too few, I can make that work. There is no such thing as too many or too few, maybe is what I'm saying. So I'll go there with that. I like this cut leaf. This is from this one, and all these finely cut leaves that you'll see are from a Tim Holtz die set called Skeleton Leaves. And these have to be kind of curled up because they don't want to, you can't put any foam under them. Let me find something else that will work over here. Same with these. For a lot of them, you're not going to be able to, but I want this one to kind of rest up there on that guy. Okay, so that's kind of, that's another reason why I'm putting some of the elements in. And this could maybe go right there. That's, I've moved this guy out of, well, let me finish putting this down and then I'll fix that. Because if I fix it when I put this in, it's gonna mess it up again. Okay, there, and let's get this guy back up. I don't think I had this whole thing up like that, but it kind of works that way. Okay, let me do another one of these with tendrils that kind of curl up over. I love that. I like this set. It's from Cottage Cuts, and I like it better than any other leaf or sprig die that I've seen, because of those little tendrils that are on there. Okay, let's see. I've got this guy. Oops. Kind of tossing them around. Can kind of go right here, and if I prop that up, that needs to go further in, I think. Get it glued down, and then I'll curl that around. There we go. Okay, and now I'm going to do another one up here. I've got quite a few left, so I can maybe do them a little bit more dense. I need some right here, so what I'm looking at for that area is maybe this guy. But I don't know. Okay, this one doesn't appear to be stuck down. So I'm gonna put some more glue, get it under there, and then I'm trying to find the best place for this one, and maybe there might be good. I like it at an angle. So I'm gonna do it down here, and I'll find another one for up in this area. I'll press that down, even though this one is a cut leaf, but I'm going to use it as an embossed leaf because it was too hard to weed. It didn't, some of them I cut on scraps of paper that weren't the right paper weren't the best paper for cutting fine cuts, shall we say. And I'll put this one under here. And so I had a lot of trouble and ended up tossing a few. That one I just decided to not try to weed it, and I let it be. This is one of those that I tried cutting, and it's kind of raggedy. This one must have been from that same paper. Not all papers are created equal in terms of cutting, and I have to tell you that the very best paper that I've had the best luck with in die cutting, either on a machine or with these metal dies, is the reverse side of paper pads that you don't like, the pattern paper. There's something about the when they make pattern paper, even in those pads, there's something about that paper. There's a coating or something that makes it cut really well. Okay, here's another one of these, which could go right under there. I'll tell you what though, I'm gonna cut it like this and kind of hide it under there. I'm going to sneak it under the sky and have it coming out like that. And I like that there are two of the cut leaves coming from there. I have one really large one that I love, but I don't think there's room for it on here. I can't see a good place to put it. And I may be kind of nearing the end of what this is gonna take. I may put some just purely, you know, around the photo, like that one might look nice there. Oh, maybe that gigantic one. It's another one that I didn't weed because it was cut from the wrong paper. Maybe I could kind of do it like this, and you can see it, a few of the, you know, a couple of the little things came out. I kind of like that. I'm gonna glue down that guy and let the rest of it kind of curl. And I'm gonna do this. Kind of right under there. And maybe this one. There. I've got another one of these, the smaller tropical, and I could do it kind of right there. I've got a couple more, but I don't know about you. I'm thinking this may be done. I'm gonna put the key over here to the right side. There. Let's put the bunny rabbit kind of maybe right there. That would be cute. Let me kind of put a little bit of glue there and spread it out so that it doesn't show under the bunny, but it will be enough. It'll be tacky enough to make it stick. It's cute. And it's subtle. It's not, you know, like a bright color that would compete with or clash with anything. Let me pull all these, and I've got a few more small pieces. We have this hot pink, which I thought might be kind of cute right in here. I'm going to kind of move that around too, just so that it doesn't look like a glob of glue under there. This red, I thought could go maybe like that. And I've got this yellow. I'm gonna, just so that you get a sense that there's some yellow going on over here, I've covered most of it up with the photo. And it didn't come out all that great, as you'll recall. I'm gonna kind of decide where my flares will go. And I want one down here in the you know, in this little corner by the photos. So there's one that will go underneath the rabbit. So it'll have to be perfect for that spot. And I'm going to put one up here under the purple turtle. And then maybe one up here under the blue. I think that will work. Okay, and then when I get the flares, I can just glue them right over those circles. So now I'm gonna start, oops, I really like this one. I'm gonna use it. Right there. And I'm going to put an enamel dot or something right there. Let's see what we have. I have this kind of orange one that could go, I'm going to sneak it up under there. But now let's do some purple. You know, I've been dying to do this purple. Let me do another little one. It's this particular enamel dot is looking a little dull next to that purple. So I'm going to go over here and add a couple of jewels. Kind of maybe one right over here by where the flare is going. And I'll do a smaller one, maybe right up in here. This is kind of an interesting bit of watery looking stuff. I'm going to put a green one down here next to the key, and this kind of yellow orangey kind of look I'm just going to kind of hide over in there. I'm done with that pack. I think I'm done with this pack, although I have this little hot pink. I've got the hot pink stuff going on there, and I have some other stuff. Here's a hot pink jewel that might, I'm gonna skip that. I have this, which is an unusual kind of thing, and the color is just perfect for that kind of fuchsia color. And I have this sort of coral orangey one dot that can go there. And I have a pale pink. I don't need pale pink anywhere on there. I have this kind of a tomato soup color, but it's a different sheen. So let me do that. And then I've got yellow right here. And I'm going to really kind of try to reinforce the yellow. Maybe do one up here into the orange. And I'll do a tiny one down here by the star. There we go. I don't have any green. I didn't pull out any green. Let me do this hot pink button. Where should it go? Maybe right in here. And that'll kind of help keep that propped up. Here's some green. I've got that green jewel. So let me do a small green enamel there. I'll do a larger, darker green enamel there. And maybe one over here, kind of in this cluster of the bunny rabbit and the bunny rabbit and where the flare is going to go. I've got these blue the navy blue that I think are just going to be perfect up here. And I really love these a lot, so I'm gonna just kind of place them around. Looks like I need something here, don't I? How about some more leaves, maybe? This one, it kind of goes like that. And I've got another one that can kind of stick up a little farther. And I've got another one that I think I can use sort of in here. Okay, and I've got just this little scrap of one that when something didn't cut completely, I ended up tearing it. So I'm going to use this where? Let's do it just... Of course, the place I would pick is a place that the glue isn't dry, so I've moved the perspective around. I love that camera. I ordered the cameras in all the different colorways back when, in my early days there, and I've been hoarding them because, yeah, I don't want to use them all, and you know, silly me, I can order more. Okay, I think I'm done, except for a little bit of journaling down here, which I'm gonna wait until that is completely dry. But I'm kind of happy with it, and I'm glad I went with the white leaves because it makes the turtles kind of stand out. And it's close enough. My, paper tissue stuff didn't quite exactly do what I had hoped for it to do, but I'm happy with it. And it didn't go, the color didn't go all the way to the end of the page, but I'm okay with this white. So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it, and I'll see you next Friday for Mixed Media Frenzy. Bye. And be sure to check all the links that we have and see how everybody else did these. Every single person who is doing this lift is an amazing artist, and I can't wait to go watch those videos. So thank you very much. This is my end of the... I actually love it. So thanks. Bye.